చార్జర్ అండి. Is it coming now? Live is coming. No. Restart again. It's coming, it seems. Only go out and verify. Okay, I need a charger also. Leave it, laptop is not working. It's coming. Okay, dear students, shall we start? Good. Mobile stand. Put it in box. Okay. Sorry for the abnormal delay. Shall we start? Good. Clarity is there. Kindly check it out. Kindly check it up my YouTube channel. The clarity is there or not. Okay. Somewhat manageable, am I right? Silent, please. Shall I start? Good. Kindly don't touch it. Yeah. We are in costing. Basic concept of costing. In that costing learning series, we are going to discuss about basic concept, material, labor, all the topics one by one. Today we'll start with basic concept. Definition of the costing, cost is nothing but expenditure which is incurred for the purpose of producing the product or rendering the services are called the cost. We have to view the cost in whose point of view? Manufacturer's point of view, not in end user's point of view. Cost is for the purpose of tangible product as well as intangible product. Intangible product is different, intangible asset is different. How we have to ascertain the cost? The way in which to ascertain the cost are called costing. The process of ascertaining the cost, the way in which to ascertain the cost are called costing. Why we need costing is called objectives of costing. What are the reason behind costing is called objectives of costing. 6 objects are there. What are all the 6 objectives of costing? Ascertainment of cost, determination of selling price, ascertainment of profit, cost control, cost reduction, and decision making process. These are all what? Object against costing. Then, various cost classification. Before that, you should be in the position to know. We want to ascertain the cost, fixation of selling price. Difference between selling price and the cost is called profit. Everything for decision making. But the difference between cost reduction and cost control is the most important one. Cost control and cost reduction. Cost reduction represent real and permanent reduction, whereas cost control is a temporary reduction. Cost reduction is a permanent, cost control is a temporary one. In cost reduction, per unit cost, reduction in per unit cost of the product. In cost control, reduction in overall total cost of the product. In cost reduction, quality of the product remain unaffected, whereas in control, quality of the product may get affected. To implement the cost reduction, we need a technically qualified person should have the knowledge of the business is important. Whereas in cost control, leadership quality is important. Good administrator with leadership quality is sufficient. In cost reduction is a corrective in nature, whereas cost control is a preventive in nature. Cost reduction is a dynamic approach, whereas cost control, lack of dynamism, no dynamism. In case of cost reduction, we don't have any visible end. Not visible end means what? It's a continuous process. Whereas in cost control, visible end. Once we achieve the object, it comes to an end. It's a visible end. These are all the difference between what? Cost reduction versus cost control. Now, the next step is called various types of cost, called cost classification. Okay. Costs are broadly classified into 8 bases. Time-based classification, element-based classification, behavior or nature or variability, relationship, controllability, normality, functionality, decision. These are all the various bases in which you have to classify the cost. 8 bases: time, element, behavior or nature or variability, controllability, normality, functionality, decision making, okay, relationship and decision making. On the basis of time, cost can be classified into 3 types: historical cost, current cost, and predetermined cost. On the basis of element, material, labor, and other expenditure. On the basis of behavior or nature or variability, fixed, variable, semi-variable. On the basis of relationship, direct and indirect cost. Based on controllability, controllable cost and uncontrollable cost. Normality, normal and abnormal cost. Functionality, production, administration, selling and distribution, research and development, pre-production and conversion cost. And based on decision making, relevant and irrelevant cost. These are all one various types of cost classification. Clear? Then, various definitions part also important with respect to costing. Then only you can understand the overall grip over the entire costing paper. The few important definitions we have discussed. One is historical cost. Historical cost represents what's the history. It's based on time only, cost classified into historical cost, current cost and predetermined cost. Am I right? Based on time, like present tense, past tense and future tense. Already over past, therefore history, historical cost. Currently running, therefore present cost is called one, current cost. Expected cost in near future, okay, future, therefore predetermined cost. So based on time, 3 types are there: historical, current cost and predetermined cost. Historical cost, history already incurred in the past, therefore it's a history, historical cost. In general, historical cost will not useful for the purpose of decision making purpose. Current cost, day-to-day affairs of the business, what all the costs you are going to incur, that cost are called one, current cost. like running expenses will form part of current cost. Then predetermined cost, costs which are yet to incur or to be incurred in near future are known as what? Predetermined cost. Like budget projections, we are going to expected cost we are going to project, right? In budget also what upcoming period, what are all the costs you are going to incur, those costs you are going to do. Therefore it comes under one, the budget and the projections and all. Predetermined cost not yet incurred but going to incur in near future is called predetermined cost. This is based on time-based classification. Then what is the next one? Element-wise classification. Based on element, cost can be classified into three types. What are they? Material, labor and other expenditure. Element-wise, if I want to produce the product, what all the elements should be there to produce? I have produced the product. In that product, what all elements should be there? Material should be there, labor element should be there, and other expenditure should be there. So combination of all is equal to what? Element-wise classification. So material, labor, and other expenditure form part of element-wise cost. Material cost. What is called material cost? Costs which are incurred for the purpose of physical, tangible input. Which one is a tangible input? Raw material. Input is nothing but raw material. Therefore, raw material cost comes under the material cost. Purchase value of raw material, consumption of raw material will comes under the material cost. Labor cost represent what? Costs which are yet to incur. Sorry, labor cost represent costs which are incurred for human resources to produce a product are known as labor cost. So, human resources to produce a product represent what? Labor, employee cost is a labor cost. Whatever the salary, wages paid, bonus, commission, okay, etc. Everything form part of one employees cost. Clear? Other than material and labor cost, what are all the costs, what are all the expenses incurred to produce the product will comes under the other expenses. Clear? So, based on element, cost can be classified into three types: material, based on behavior or nature or variability. Okay, based on behavior or nature or variability, it can be classified into fixed, variable, semi-variable. A fixed, variable and semi-variable cost, not only for academic purpose but also for all the time you have to be very careful with respect to the three elements: fixed, variable and semi-variable cost. Fixed cost, it represents what? Costs which are remain constant. That is, total cost should remain constant irrespective of level of production is called fixed cost. Total cost remain constant irrespective of level of production, whereas per unit cost varies. But with respect to variable cost, total cost varies according to the level of production, whereas per unit cost remain constant. Are you with me or not? So the difference between fixed and variable cost is cost going to vary according to level of production, mean that costs are called variable cost. Irrespective of the level of production, my cost remain constant, mean that costs are called what? Fixed cost. Clear? Now, depending upon the level of production is the criteria. Suppose quantity produced and incurred cost in rupees. Irrespective of the production quantity, my cost remain constant, mean that costs are called fixed in nature. Whether one quantity, 100 units or 10 units, okay, irrespective of the level of quantity, my cost remain constant, mean that costs are called fixed cost. Depending upon the quantity, my cost also going to vary. Less quantity, less cost. More quantity, more cost. Then it is called one? Variable nature. Clear? Depending upon the quantity, my cost also proportionately going to incur, means that costs are called one? Variable cost. Costs which are partly fixed in nature and partly variable in nature. Semi-variable cost. Up to one particular point of time, cost remain constant. Thereafter increasing. Next constant. Thereafter increasing. Next constant. So, then it is called one? Semi-variable. Step fixed cost, partly fixed cost and partly variable cost. Are you able to follow, Kanna? Clear? So, fixed, variable and semi-variable. The beauty of this is definition with respect to fixed cost, variable cost means With respect to fixed cost, total cost remain constant. Whereas per unit cost varies. Whereas with respect to variable cost, total cost varies. Whereas per unit cost, therefore, with respect to per unit cost and the total cost, there is a reciprocal relationship between the definition for fixed and variable cost. Am I right? Then, raw material cost is example for the variable cost. Depending upon how many units you are going to produce, accordingly, cost also going to proportionately going to vary. Less quantity means less raw material, more quantity means more raw material. Wages also, less quantity you are going to produce, you have to incur less variable cost, less water, labor cost. More quantity you are going to produce, accordingly more wages you have to incur. So proportionately is going to incur, therefore it's called one variable cost. Assume this is what my production place, factory. I have to pay rent. Irrespective of the number of units produced, I have to pay the same rent. Am I right or not? Assume for a month I have to pay 50,000 rupees rent. First month I have produced only 1 unit. How much rent I have to pay? 50,000. Second month I have produced 100 units. How much rent I have to pay? 50,000. Third month I have produced 1,000 units. How much rent I have to pay? Same 50,000. No, another 50,000, not same 50,000. Yes, sir, another 50,000. Clear? So, next month I have produced 10,000 quantity. Then, now we become brilliant. See, another 50,000 you have to incur. So, irrespective of the quantum of production, my cost remain constant. Therefore, it's called what? Total cost remain constant. That is called what? Fixed cost. Clear? You know the formula for per unit cost. Total cost divided by number of units is equal to per unit cost. Clear? So, depending upon the number of units, accordingly, per unit cost is going to vary every month. Am I right? Therefore, fixed cost means total cost constant, remain constant, whereas per unit cost varies. Whereas variable cost means per unit cost remain constant, total cost varies. Comfortable? Yes. Then, semi-variable cost. Take landline mobile charges. This 1 month I am not in town. Whether I have to pay landline connection charges or not. Yes. Whether I am using it or not, I have to pay. Clear? Minimum amount I have to charge. Therefore, that bill amount is called one fixed in nature. Next month I am in town, I am using the landline. Then I have to pay fixed cost plus depending upon the what number of calls made, I have to pay extra cost also. So the bill amount consists of partly fixed in nature. Therefore, landline connection charges will comes under one semi-variable cost. Electricity bill, am I right? Whether I am using it or not, minimum rent I have to pay. Yes. Depending upon the usage, I have to pay extra rent, extra cost also I have to pay. Therefore, the bill amount consists of partly fixed in nature, partly variable in nature. Therefore, it comes under one semi-variable cost. Understood or not? Now, assume you want to go to hotel. You are going to pick the auto. From here to 2 kilometers away from the hotel is there. You want to go by auto. How much they will charge here? 50 rupees. Very good. Come to Chennai and all. Minimum 200 they will charge. Okay. Assume they are charging 100 rupees. Okay. That 100 rupees auto charge, fixed or variable? If you ask the next question, you can understand. Okay. What's the name? Saranya. So Saranya want to go to hotel and auto charges 100 rupees. And she also want to accommodate. What's her name? Ramya also want to go along with Saranya. Then, whether she has to pay for the auto 100 rupees or 200 rupees. Therefore, the auto charge will come under fixed cost or variable cost. Whether 1 person or 2 person, it remain constant. Therefore, fixed in nature or if they are not, fixed cost. Suppose they are picking share auto. You know the concept of share auto? They will charge each person 50 rupees for example. Then the share auto charges become each and every person they are charging. Therefore, it's become variable cost. Or if they are not. Suppose you are taking meter auto are called taxi. Up to one particular point of time, the meter rate may remain constant. Thereafter, incremental cost will come. Then that comes under one, partly fixed in nature and partly variable in nature. That comes under one, semi-variable cost. You are going to hotel. Saranya ordered 1 plate idli. Okay, starter only da. As a starter. Thereafter, dosa. Okay. Thereafter, okay, puri. Okay. Then that cost, idli, dosa, puri's cost, fixed cost or variable cost? Variable cost. Whereas our Ramya went to hotel, she took buffet. There idli also there, dosa also there, puri also there, okay, kesari also there, okay. And irrespective of the number of unit of idli she has taken, number of times she has taken, okay, it remains constant. Therefore, buffet charges will come under one, fixed in nature. Now easy or not? Everywhere the costing is there. Clear? So, it remains constant irrespective of the volume, it remains constant in that cost are called. Depending upon the volume, if goes mean that cost, variable cost. Are you with me? Now, what's the name? Sriram. Sriram is going to hotel and which food, which Tiffany you want? Dosa, okay. He likes dosa. He ordered dosa. Side dish?
Side dish to take ice cream.
Huh?
Ice cream, desserts.
Side dish, ice cream side dish. Side dish, sambar or chutney. Sambar. Okay. She taught us from side something you can take. Okay. He want to take sambar. Okay. Then this person went to hotel. Again you are asking one more cup of sambar. Again you are asking one more cup of sambar. Sambar is the main dish or dosa is the main dish, you will get a confusion. Sometimes idli and all, you will get the confusion, am I right or not? Which one is the main dish, which one is the side dish? Clear? For sambar, ke liye we will have what? Idli. Am I right or not? Not idli ki sambar karika mata. So, now the cost remain constant or going to vary depending upon number of sambars? Constant. Am I right? Instead of that, this person is going, what's her name? Sai. He ordered roti with paneer butter masala. Okay, as a side dish. Paneer butter masala is very nice. Again, one more cup of paneer butter masala he ordered. Again, he ordered one more time. Clear? That cost varies or remain constant? Yes. There and all, side dish is costlier than main dish. Am I right or not? Too much, no? Okay. Here, side dish is free of cost. Clear? That side dish is what? More than what normal rate. Then, it's according to volume, it's going to vary. Am I right or not? So, whether it is constant or going to vary. Clear? These are all light results to understand. Clear? So, here, depending upon the production, cost varies, mean that costs are called? What happened? Irrespective of the level of production, remain constant, the costs are called? Cost. Clear? Partly fixed and partly variable means? Cost. Next one is, on the base of relationship, cost can be classified into direct or indirect. Direct cost. Costs which are directly attributable to produce the product. Yes, madam. Costs which are directly attributable to produce the product are called direct costs. Costs which are indirectly help you to produce the product are known as indirect costs. For example, this is a factory or producing the product. If you produce one product, assume they are paying 10 rupees. End of the day, he has produced 10 units. How much you have to pay? How much you have to pay? Physically present, mentally absent. Useless. Don't you? How much you have to pay? 100 rupees. He has produced 20 units. How much you have to pay? 30 units. 35 units. So, according to volume of production, they have to pay the money. Clear? Cost, whatever the wages they have incurred, it's directly attributable to produce a product. Therefore, it comes under one. Clear? You are all the workers, you are producing the product. I am the supervisor. Whether you are working properly or not, I am verifying. My salary, irrespective of your level of production, remain So my cost indirectly helps you to produce a product. Am I right or not?
Yes.
Salaried supervisor indirectly helps you to produce a product. Therefore, that comes under what? Understood? So costs which are directly attributable to produce a products are called direct costs. Costs which are indirectly help you to produce a products are called indirect costs. Are you comfortable? Yes. Okay. What are the next one? Controllable and uncontrollable. Cost which can be controlled by the management of the affairs of the company. Whether the management can have the control over the cost, means those costs are called controllable. Management cannot the position to control, then uncontrollable cost. Are you with me or not? So what is within your control is a controllable cost. Beyond your control is called uncontrollable cost. Clear? Suppose you are going out. What's the name, Daganna?
Shubham.
Shubham. Okay. Good morning, Shubham. Now, Shubham is going up. Okay. Shubham is going for picnic, okay? Outing, okay? Along with, what's the name there? Along with Shiva, okay? So, along with Shiva, he is going now. Then, what are the costs you are going to incur? Controllable or uncontrollable? Within your control or not? Yes, within your control. Instead of that, the next trip, Shubham is going to picnic along with his girlfriend. Shubham won't get girlfriend and all, not possible. For sake, okay. Okay. You're feeling shy also, da? Yeah. No, you are jealous. Then the cost is controllable, uncontrollable. Definitely uncontrollable. Am I right or not? Clear? So, sometime within your control, sometime beyond your control. So, what are all the costs? Within the powers of the management, I can have the control, I can influence the cost, then it is called the controllable cost. You are all my workers. Because of COVID, because of market condition is not good. This month or this time I am going to produce. I am going to reduce 10% of your wages. Possible or not possible? Happened or not during the COVID season? 40%, 30% reduction in salary. Clear? Or this year, okay, there is no bonus, Diwali bonus. Possible or not possible? It's a management discussion. Within my part, okay, then it is called what? Cost. Clear? Due to COVID, I don't want to renew my license fee. Possible or not possible? Statutory obligations. Possible or not possible? Even if I want to minimize the cost, sometimes it's beyond my control. Those costs are called uncontrollable costs. So costs which are within the powers of the management are called controllable. Beyond my control means uncontrollable costs. Understood? What is the next one? Normal and abnormal cost. What do you mean by normal cost? Normal cost na person, expected cost, reasonable cost, unavoidable nature, inherent in nature are known as normal cost. Abnormal cost represent over and above the normal cost are called abnormal cost. Over and above the normal cost are known as abnormal cost. Expected reasonable cost is normal. Over and above the normal is called one abnormal cost. For example, I want to come to Hyderabad to take the class for you. Booking railway tickets is a normal cost for me. From Chennai to Hyderabad I have to come. Okay? It's a normal cost or abnormal cost? Tatkal reservation? Abnormal cost. Clear? So over and above the normal cost you have to pay. Then it's become abnormal cost. Flight charges, normal cost, abnormal cost? Normal cost. You know what happened yesterday, okay? Ticket was there in the waiting list. So immediately I booked the flight ticket. Afternoon I booked, night I came to Hyderabad. Clear? Then the flight charges will be normal or abnormal? Abnormal. 4 or 5 times higher. Right or not? So, over and above the normal cost I am going to bear. That is called what? Abnormal cost. Movie ticket reservation, normal or abnormal cost? Normal cost. The first day, first show you want to see? Huh? abnormal cost. Am I right or not? And sometimes depending upon the movie also. Am I right or not? Pawan Kalyan movie, normal or abnormal? Abnormal cost. Okay. Okay. And Balakrishna movie itself abnormal. Am I right or not? So, depending upon the normal or abnormal comes into picture. Clear? Then, based on decision making cost can be classified into two types. Relevant or costs which are useful for the purpose of decision making are known as, which is not useful for decision making are known as irrelevant costs. Clear? Whether it is useful for the purpose of decision making or not, accordingly the cost can be classified as a relevant or irrelevant. Suppose you want to join the coaching class. Before joining the class, you are going to inquire about whether Hariran sir class is good or not. Thereafter, you are going to make the payment. Then it is become relevant cost. Just like that, your friends are joined, therefore you are also joined. Thereafter, you are not liking the class. So many things happen, so many things happen. Right or not? Going along with the friends, thereafter what suffering. In that circumstance, worry alone will be there. You can't afford to change anything. Become irrelevant for decision making. Before you want to watch the movie, where we can go and watch the movie, which mall we can go, which movie is the best, all those things you are analyzing. Thereafter you are getting the ticket. Then it's become relevant because you can influence the cost, whether you have to pay for this movie or that movie. Going along with your friends, and after sitting in the what movie, okay, the story is very boring, or there is no heroine at all, okay, you are going to cry. Then it become relevant or irrelevant? Irrelevant for decision making. Clear? Whether it has some influence over the incurring the cost or not, accordingly, relevant or irrelevant will come. I am going to make a decision. Before I am going to make the payment, whether I have to purchase from this supplier or another supplier, whether it is worth it or not, what about the quality of the product, whether imported material or indigenous raw material. Thereafter, I am going to make the payment. Then it has become relevant. Else, it has become irrelevant for decision making. Understood? So, costs which are useful for the purpose of decision making are called relevant costs. Costs which are not useful for decision making are called irrelevant for decision making, irrelevant cost. Example for relevant cost: opportunity cost, out of pocket cost, okay, differential cost, incremental cost, decremental cost, explicit cost, clear, avoidable fixed cost, everything comes under one. Irrelevant cost, costs which are not useful for decision making purpose are known as irrelevant cost. Sunk cost become irrelevant cost. Sunk, S-U-N-K, sunk cost. Cost already incurred in the past, sunk in the past, irrelevant cost. Committed cost, okay, once if you committed, everything become irrelevant. Okay, Subham. Committed cost become irrelevant cost. Absorbed fixed cost, it's an irrelevant one. So what and all not useful for decision making purpose comes under one? Irrelevant cost. Are you comfortable? Yes. Then functional based classification is there. So based on functionality, cost can be classified into production, administration, selling and distribution, research and development, pre-production, nothing but right from procurement of raw material, purchasing the raw material, till it's going to reach as a fully finished goods to the customer. If I am going to slice the cost based on, based on function involved, activities involved, those costs are called functional based classification. That's why production function, administrative function, selling and distribution function. According to them, you are going to cut the cost. Those costs are called functional based classification of cost. Are you with me? Next important thing, opportunity cost. It's a very famous question. Opportunity cost. What do you mean by opportunity cost? But you don't the definition for the opportunity cost. Definition for the opportunity cost. Value of sacrifice made. Value of sacrifice made or the opportunity forgone. Value of sacrifice made or opportunity forgone in accepting the alternative course of action. Value of sacrifice made or opportunity forgone in accepting the alternative course of action. That is the next best alternative. That is the next best alternative. That is the next best alternative are known as alternate or opportunity cost. Next, it will not be recorded in the books of accounts. It will not be recorded in the books of accounts. It is used for managerial decision making purpose. Used for managerial decision making purpose. Next, costs which are not useful for decision making purpose. Costs which are not useful for the decision making purpose are known as costs which are not useful for the purpose of decision making are known as dash cost. Irrelevant cost. Therefore, opportunity cost, relevant cost, relevant cost. Relevant cost because it is used for decision making purpose. It is used for managerial decision making. Opportunity cost form part of relevant cost because it is used for the purpose of managerial decision making. Costs which are useful for the purpose of decision making are called relevant cost. Am I right? If it is not useful, it is called irrelevant cost. Therefore, marginal or opportunity cost will form part of relevant cost. Yes, opportunity cost will form part of relevant cost. Form part of relevant cost करना. Next. Nobody is having power bank. You have, you can give me. Okay. It's working? Charge it now. On பண்ணிடலாமா? it automatic? Sure. Thank you. Okay, wait. Silent, please. Yeah. Shall I go to the next one? With respect to opportunity cost. Okay, listen, Kanam. So, with respect to opportunity cost, the next best alternative is called opportunity cost. The next best alternative. The sense. You always may have the options. Either during this stage, you can concentrate for your growth, you can study. If you can spend the time for your studies. If you are going to spend the time for your studies, then time with respect to playing may come down. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Enjoyment may come down. If you want to focus more on enjoyment, then studying option may come down. Yes or no, Ganu? Therefore, which option you want, you have to decide. If you are going to study, then this quantum of enjoyment is an opportunity cost. Am I right or not? This we are sacrificing. This much you are sacrificing for the purpose of contributing your growth. Suppose if you are going to enjoy, this much quantum of your growth going to get affected, or study is going to get affected. So at the cost of your opportunity cost is your study. At the cost of your studies, you are going to enjoy. Which one you want, that you have to decide. Am I right or not? So the next best alternative is called opportunity cost. It is for the purpose of what? Managerial decision making. It is for decision making purpose. So which one you want to do, which one you have to select, that you have to identify. Accordingly, what options you are going to forego, that is called opportunity cost. If you are going to choose for preparation, then the time in which how many hours you are going to lose for your enjoyment or what play, that is called opportunity cost. At the cost of playing, you are going to study. Then it is called what? The playing is the opportunity cost for you. The playing time is the opportunity cost for you. Are you comfortable with respect to opportunity cost?
Yes,
Are you with me? Clear? So the opportunity cost is but what? The next best alternative. Value of sacrifice made or opportunity forgone in accepting the alternative course of action. That is the next best alternative is called opportunity cost. It will not be recorded in the books of accounts. It is for the purpose of managerial decision making. Costs which are useful for the purpose of decision making are called relevant costs. Therefore, opportunity costs also form part of relevant cost. Clear? And opportunity cost arises only if there is a options, if there is a alternative, then only opportunity cost will come. Otherwise, there is no question of opportunity cost. Are you comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Then, next important question is conversion cost. Conversion cost. It represents converting raw material into finished goods. Conversion of raw material into finished goods. Whatever the cost we have incurred, those costs are called conversion cost. Conversion of raw material into finished goods. Nothing but costs which are incurred for conversion of raw material into finished goods are known as conversion cost. If you see conversion cost, converting raw material into finished goods is called conversion cost. So, we are having raw material and we want to convert the raw material into finished goods. So, I would like to convert the raw material into finished goods. In between, what are all the costs I am going to incur? Those costs are called conversion costs. So, the beauty of the definition we are going to see converting raw material into finished goods. Therefore, raw material cost will not form part of conversion cost. Other than raw material cost is called conversion cost. We are having raw material, converting raw material into finished good. Therefore, raw material cost over other than raw material is called what? Conversion cost. Other than raw material, what are the costs will be there? Direct wages will be there. Am I right?
Yes.
Direct expenses you have to incur. And production overhead you have to incur. So, conversion cost is equal to what plus what plus what? Direct wages plus direct expenses plus production overhead is equal to conversion cost. So, what plus what is equal to conversion cost? Production overhead is equal to conversion cost. Understood what is called the conversion cost? Very good, very good. Shall I go to the next one? Okay. Shubham. Shall I go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Next important thing is cost center. Cost center. What happened? Power Shingam, able to follow? Understood? Very good, very good. Stevenson, available? Ozzy Falim. Okay. Cost center. It's a frequently used terminology in industry also. Industry specific terminology, cost center. Cost center consists of location, person, and item of equipment. Cost center consists of location, person, item of equipment, combination of all for the purpose of ascertainment of cost and for the purpose of controlling the cost are known as cost center. Note it down. Cost center represent location, person, or item of equipment or combination of all for the purpose of location, person, item of equipment, combination of all for the purpose of ascertainment of cost and for the purpose of ascertainment of cost and for the purpose of controlling the cost. Okay? Very good, very good. What it? Bullet train speed, chanceless. Next. Cost center kanna. Types of cost center. Next. Types of cost center. Broadly classified into three types, three bases. Types of cost center. Classified into three bases. Thank you, Shiva. One is based on manufacturing industry. Another one is based on non-manufacturing industry. And last one is based on input, output. Manufacturing industry, non-manufacturing industry, and input and output. Nothing but input-output relation. Based on manufacturing industry, two types are there. Production cost center, service cost center. Production cost center and service cost center. Like production department, service department, here production cost center and service cost center. Non-manufacturing industry, personal cost center, impersonal cost center. Personal cost center and impersonal cost center. And last one is based on input-output relationship. Standard cost center, discretionary cost center. Standard cost center and discretionary cost center. Class details I will post in the Telegram. Okay. Let's चला रहा हूँ. Okay, my dears, shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Come fast, come fast. That's the one. Okay, Nitya. Thanks for waiting. Yuvraj is there. Power Singham is there. Bhagya Lakshmi, good. Okay, my dears. Shall we start? Good, good, good. We are in cost center. Location, person, item of equipment or combination of all for the purpose of attainment of cost and for the purpose of controlling the cost are called cost center. It can be classified into three types. One is based on manufacturing industry, another one is non-manufacturing industry, input-output relation. In case of manufacturing industry, production cost center and non-manufacturing industry, personal and impersonal cost center. And another one, input-output relationship, standard and specific cost center. Now, a discretionary cost center. Okay. Next important one is cost unit. Next important definition, cost unit. Cost unit it represents it consists of three things. Cost unit consists of three things. It's a unit of product or service or time. Product or service or time or combination of all. Product or service or time or combination of all for the purpose of expression of cost and for the purpose of controlling the cost. I'll repeat once again. Cost unit represent unit of product or service or time or combination of all for the purpose of expression of cost and for the purpose of controlling the cost. Useless fellow. It's a product or service or time or combination of all for the purpose of expression of cost. Always chatting. Repeat me chant. And for the purpose of controlling the cost. అర్థమైందా? Now, listen here Kanna. Cost center and cost unit, we are discussing about cost center and cost unit. Easy way to understand cost center and cost unit Kanna. Learn the concept again, cost center and cost unit. Cost center, I said it's the location, person, item of equipment. Okay. Where I am going to incur the cost is called cost center. Where I am going to incur the cost is called what? Where you are going to take the coaching is called coaching center. Am I right? Similarly, where I am going to incur the cost is called cost center. Where and all I am going to incur the cost, that and all called cost center only. To run the industry, I need a factory. Factory is the cost center. For that, I have to incur some expenses. So the factory is my cost center. In factory, somebody should be in charge. A manager should be in charge. Has to control. Therefore, the person in charge, the manager, is the cost center. For him, I have to pay money. Machinery equipments also should be there. Then only we can do the production. For that, also I have to incur the cost. The equipment also my cost center. So, in factory, location is the cost center. Person in charge, the manager, person in charge is the cost. Person is the cost center. Equipment is the cost center. Then only you can do the business, no? So, there and all I am going to incur the cost, no? So, cost center consists of location, person, item of equipment, in general, combination of all for the purpose of ascertainment of cost and for the purpose of controlling the cost are known as cost center. Okay, Jibra, listen here. Next one is cost unit. I am incurring the cost. Where I am going to incur the cost is called cost center, I said. Am I right? Why I am incurring the cost? Incurred cost I want to recover. How I am going to recover the cost is called cost unit. Where I am going to incur the cost is called cost center. How I am going to recover the cost is called cost unit. How I am going to recover the cost? I have incurred the cost in the factory. In factory, I have produced the product. Then my product, out of selling the product, I can recover the cost. The product is the cost center. The product is the cost unit. I have incurred the cost in my Hariharan and Associates. My audit firm is the cost center. By way of rendering the services, I am getting the money. Clear? I am recovering the cost. Therefore, the service is the cost center. Service is the cost unit. Assume place is their browsing center. The place is the cost center. By way of how many hours you spend, accordingly they will collect the money. Therefore, time may be the cost unit for them. In general, combination of all. It may be the location, it may be the product or service or time or combination of all for the purpose of expression of cost is called cost unit. So understood what is called the cost center and the cost unit? All of you? So cost center, what plus what is equal to cost center? What plus what is equal to cost unit? Product. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Next important definition is responsibility center. Responsibility center. Shall I start responsibility center? Good. With respect to responsibility center, definition for the responsibility center. It is an active center of a business organization. It is an active center of a business organization. Entrusted with special task. Active center of a business organization entrusted with special task. Entrusted with special task are known as what? Responsibility center. It consists of cost center, profit center, investment center, and revenue center. Cost center, profit center, investment center, and revenue center. Understood? Any difficulty with respect to responsibility center? Now, as an auditor, assume I'm visiting client's factory. Whenever I'm doing for the factory audit, my object is where and all I can do the minimization. How to minimize the cost may be the object. Am I right? Cost minimization. Which source of supply is preferable? Whether negotiation is possible or not possible, discount is possible or not, door delivery possible or not, JIT, just in time is possible or not, whether process loss, how we have to minimize, wastage how to minimize. So these are all the object behind doing the factory audit. I am talking about the internal audit. Statutory audit means we are preparation of P&L balance sheet. So we are going for the internal audit means where and all possible to minimize the cost we have to identify. Am I right? Next, same auditor. I am going to showroom, company's showroom. There I don't need to worry about minimization of cost. In showroom, they will give the juice or tea or coffee. Why you are incurring extra expenses? Don't give anything to the customer. Is it possible to say? It's in that attracting the customer. It's a way in which they have to attract the customer. Extra lights and all will be there. Unnecessary light you have to switch off. Possible? They have to attract the customer. Am I right? So there my object is not to minimize expenses. Whatever you want, you can do. Whether you achieve the target or not, sales achieved or not, you have generated revenue or not. That is what our objects. So same auditor, if I go to showroom, my object has been fully changed. In factory, my object is what? Where and all to minimize the cost. Here, whether you achieve the targeted sales or not, revenue only I am worrying. Same person, I am going to branch. Okay. In that branch, Secunderabad branch I am going. Amirpet branch, Dilsukh Nagar, Himayat Nagar. I am visiting all the branches. Suppose in Amirpet there is no much profit. Then whether we can continue or what, shut down. You have to do the decision. Am I right or not? In that circumstance, I have to worry about revenue also, cost also, balance is called the profit. Revenue minus cost only is called the profit. Whether you can able to generate some profit to the company or not, that is what I have to see. Therefore, the branch office may come under one profit center. Where a showroom is comes under revenue center. Factory comes under cost center. Same auditor going to head office. Center. Comfortable or not, sir? Clear? Now it is okay, Yokesh? Yuvraj? When it's audible? Now what? Okay, fine. So, responsive center represent active center of a business organization entrusted with special task. It consists of cost center, revenue center. Are you comfortable? Clear? Good. Now, I'll sum up what and all we have discussed. Okay. First, we have discussed about cost. Then, costing, objectives of costing, cost reduction versus the difference between cost reduction versus cost control we have discussed. Cost classification. 8 pages in which you have classified the cost and each and every sub-classification. Thereafter, definitions for each and every cost you have discussed. In addition to that, we have discussed about opportunity cost, conversion cost, cost center, cost unit, responsibility center. So, these are all the things we have discussed as of now. Am I right? Yes, the basic concept. Are you comfortable? Yes, understood? Yes, clear? Yes, Pakka? Yes, Yaka? Pakka? Very good, very good, very good. So, first you should be strong in the basic concept. Based on that only, we can move to the next level. Are you happy with the basic concept? Yes, sir. Now, shall we move to the next topic? Yes, material costing. Shall I go for material costing? Or tomorrow freshly we can start material costing? Huh? Tomorrow. Tomorrow freshly we can start material costing. Okay? Enjoy the session. Very good, very good, very good. Bye-bye.